Hey beautiful people, so I'm back with a new episode of Trish Crochet. So we are going to be making a beautiful puffy flower today which you can use in your any crochet project. You can make them like your earring accessories or any cute crochet project, be it a sweater, hat, any projects. So lately I've been thinking of making a pillow cover out of these puffy flowers, and that is the main motive why I learned to make this flower. So we're gonna start with making our magic ring. So to begin with our magic ring, we just take our two fingers and we wrap them in our two fingers. You can go and check in my videos. I have posted a lot of videos with regards to how to make your magic ring. So then we are gonna tighten the tail to check if we can adjust our magic ring, and then we are gonna start with making 10 single crochet. People who are familiar with single crochet and people who are not, you simply do not do any wrapping up. You simply go inside your circle and you work inside that, simply taking two loops on your hook and then pulling through your two loops. That's your single crochet. According to your US terminology, it's single crochet, but UK terminology, it could be a double crochet. So a very complicated, I know, right? So after finishing off with our 10 single crochet, we're just going to close our magic ring, making sure our circle is tight and adjustable. And then we are going to, after making our 10 single crochet, we are going to work in our chains. So we are just going to go inside that very first stitch and make our slip stitch. So we're going to go into that first stitch and we'll make our slip stitch. Simply go through, pull our yarn, and we have two loops on our hook. Pull through that first loop through a second loop. There you go, your slip stitch. And then to make the petals, this was just the pom-pom portion. I choose white as the pom-pom portion, and then I'm gonna select a beautiful pastel blue color. So after we have changed our color for our petals, we are just going to start by chaining 4. We are gonna start with our first petal, so we chain 4. After chaining 4, we simply go inside that very next stitch we see, or you can go inside that very first stitch, but remember where you chain 4, that is not the stitch you're going to go inside, but rather the next stitch you see. So you simply go inside that very stitch I'm showing you, that V formation, and you simply yarn over and go inside that chain and you pull it up, making sure it reaches a height of your chain. Alright, so that is our unfinished double crochet, but we are going to be very lenient with our hook and yarn, making sure that we don't pull too tight, we keep it loose, but while making our chains or doing a yarn over, we make sure we have a very tight grip. Alright, and making sure we yarn over and pull through our loose two loops. So we have two loops in our hoop now, so then we yarn over again and go inside that very stitch we made our first unfinished double crochet. We go inside, we pull through a loop, but making sure we extend the loop in the height of our 4 chains that we made in the beginning, and we extend it, and then we simply yarn over and pull through our 2 loose loops that we already have in our hook. So we simply yarn over and we pull through, making sure that whenever we are yarning over, we are not going down and we are yarning over, but instead we are maintaining that height where we have our chains. Alright, so we are going into that same stitch and then we are going to stretch it upwards and then yarning over, maintaining that height and pulling a loop. So we have now total of 4 loops in our hoop, but we are not going to pull through them. We are just simply going inside that very next chain we see, and we are going to make another 3 unfinished double crochet inside that stitch. So we simply pull through our loose loops. We have 5 loops now in our hook. We make 2 more. So we simply pull through our loops, maintaining a distance and maintaining a tension and grip with our hook and yarn, making sure that our loops are pretty loose, very loose, and maintaining a height so that our petals are puffy and it's tall. So then when we have 7 chains, total of 7 chains or 7 loops, we simply pull through, yarn over and pull through. Then we are going to finish it off with chaining 4 again and going inside that very same stitch where we finished off our last 3 unfinished double crochet. So we chain 4, we go inside that very same stitch, and then we simply slip stitch inside our last chain we made. There you go, you have your first petal. Use your finger to make sure that your petals are super puffy and the way you want it to be. So you are going to chain 4 again. We are making our second petal. We'll make 6 total petals like this. So we'll chain 4 and then we'll go inside that very next stitch where we'll make 3 unfinished double crochet together. So we yarn over first and then we go inside that stitch and then we pull through a loop, but making sure when we pull through we go up and make it super loose, and then we yarn over again, maintaining a tightness within our index finger and yarn, and then having 2 loops in our loop. So we go inside like that, keep on making 2 more double crochet inside that next stitch. Alright, and then we will go into our further next stitch and make 3 more unfinished double crochet until we have total of 7 loops in our hook, and then we simply pull through all the loops. So remember to keep track of your loops. Every time when you have 7 loops of total in your hook, then you simply pull through all those 7 loops and then you chain 4 to finish off your petal and simply go inside that very same stitch where you finished up and make a slip stitch. There you go, we have our second petal. Use your finger to puff it off, and then we are going to continue with making our 4 more petals. It's gonna be total of 6 petals. So we simply keep on making our 3 unfinished double crochet into every stitches until we combine total of 7 loops, and then we pull through all the 7 loops together. So we have our 7 loops in total in our hook, and then we simply pull through. There you go, you have your another petal. You finish it off by chaining 4. So you're going to follow the same pattern for all the petals. Do not make any blunder by doing something elsewise. So follow the same pattern and then slip stitch in the end of your petal. So we have our 3 petals now. So we're going to chain 4 and start with our 4th petal. So I do not wish to make this video lengthy, so you can check the pattern. I have put it in my caption and I've also put it in the description, so you can go and follow other videos as well. You can also choose a slower version of playback mode and watch my videos. Make sure to pull the loops simply upwards, maintaining a height with your 4 chains that you make in the beginning of making your while starting your petals. So we are going to make 3 unfinished double crochet into every stitches until we combine our 3 and 3 total of 6 unfinished double crochet together, and we simply combine them and pull through all together, and there you go, you have your petals all together. and then you simply pull through all the hooks and chain 4, slip stitch, and finish off your petals. So we are chaining 4 to finish off our petals. Simply go inside that very same stitch you finished off and use your finger to puff it out. Alright, so simple and easy. Your flower will look very cute. If you are trying to make a 3D version of flower, make sure to follow this pattern, or else if you want to just make a simple flat flower, I also have a tutorial for that. You can go and check out in my channel, but these flowers are simply adorable. So make sure when you finishing off your 6 petal, you also make chain 4 in the end of your petal. Just because you have it in the beginning of your work does not mean you do not chain 4. You have to chain 4 every time you finish off your petal to give it a finishing look. Alright, so we are making our last petal. So we have to squeeze in our last stitch. We can see there is no space, but still we have to squeeze in there, that last stitch, making sure we don't lose it, making sure we don't think like we don't have enough space, so we will not make the last petal, or we'll simply just make 3 unfinished double crochet and be done with it. No, don't do that. So we are finishing off our last petal. Always make sure to count you have 7 loops in your hook, and then simply pull through all of them together, going into that very same stitch, maintaining a height. Also use your index finger to have a grip on your loops so that you don't lose your loops, and with your another index finger on your left hand you can maintain a tension with your yarn so that you don't lose the grip while yarning over. So simply finishing off our petal with chaining 4 and going inside that very same stitch where we finished off and simply doing a slip stitch. There you go. We have all our petals combined, assembled together. Look how cute our puffy flowers look. I was thinking about making a sweater out of these puffy flower, but it's not winter yet. So let the winter begin, let the winter arise. Then I'm gonna share a tutorial on making flower cardigan. I was also thinking about making flower cushion, so let me know if you have any recommendation or suggestion. We are just gonna finish off that flower by making a knot and chopping off our excess yarn. So there we go, you have your pretty cute puffy flower. Please let me know in the comment box with regards to any suggestion or any ideas you might have. Like, share, subscribe, and keep shining.